South Korea's exports increased 12% on-year during the first 10 days of February. But the month is on course to see another trade deficit that's been ongoing for 11 straight months. Shin Ha-young reports.
South Korea has already posted an on-year rise in exports for this month, but still has a long way to go to see a trade surplus in February. The Korea Customs Service reported on Monday that the country's exports in the first 10 days of February increased almost 12% on-year to a little over $17.6 billion. However, considering the number of working days in the month, 2 more compared to a year before, the daily average outbound shipments dropped by 14.5%. This means that despite the rise, growth has slowed. By item, exports of semiconductors plunged by over 40% for those 10 days on the heels of a 6th straight month of a decline in January. Outbound shipments of computer-related equipment also dropped by over 45%. On the other hand, overseas vehicle sales jumped by almost 167% on-year, while sales of petroleum products rose by nearly 29%. By nation, exports to China saw a drop of 13.4% on-year, leading to an overall export fall as China is the biggest export market for South Korea. Exports to the United States jumped 48% from a year earlier. Meanwhile, South Korea saw imports increase 17% on-year in the first 10 days of this month to $22.6 billion, mainly driven by crude oil, gas, and coal. As a result, the country logged a trade deficit of nearly $5 billion so far in February, greater than for the same period last year, but less than the month before. South Korea, which has been posting a monthly trade deficit since March last year, logged a record high trade deficit of $12.7 billion in January. Another trade deficit for February as a whole would mark 12 months of back-to-back trade deficits. Shin Ha-young, Arirang News.